give you guys a little peek at what's going on. So this is about how it's going. I got a little bit more, obviously, to get up there. We've got the washes on, just made them nice and solid. Actually just struck a line on the wash on the front of the brick, and I just cut it in the shelter here. Just opened up the back of the poly and just let it rip. It seemed like the easiest way to do it. Now we're we're down to the dimension that we need to be the rest of the way up. Flues are coming up nice and straight. You can see a little bit of dust on this, just a little dust. I like to sponge them out as I go, so the refractory, well, doesn't end up like this, just so the refractory doesn't, get all smudged on there. And yeah, we're having a pain with these block. These 4-inch solids are like, these are made by Gilbert Block. It's like a small company and in my state, and the tolerances are, well, the block are good, but the problem is they're 7 3/4 tall, so we got to put them on pins. We got to put them just pin tight, like so tight, to be able to get to stay with this brick. Normally the block and the brick will stay together pretty easy, but we're really fighting to get these block to not be higher than the brick. All right, we've made it within 3 feet of the peak here. Just running out of jack line, so probably gonna pop these temporary braces I made up, get them out of here. Okay, so we're waiting for Tyvek. When the carpenter came in, put all this 1x on here because it was all rot before he fixed all this. He only Tyvek'd up to this spot here, and then kind of left us with this area with nothing. So we're just waiting on some Tyvek. So for now, I'm just gonna start prepping this roof. I just pulled everything off here, all the plastic and stuff. Pull back some shingles. I'll get this lead out of here so we can come through. And then we're gonna stagger it with some new shingles back in there. Can't do a lot until we get that Tyvek, because the second we start building here, we're gonna be over it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's the setup. Shelters kind of suck to work in. I mean, it's nice that we're not cold, but they just get so dirty with random stuff everywhere. It's just hard to keep clean, especially if you don't have a laborer that's staying on top of it. It's one thing if you have a laborer that can keep cleaning up debris and stuff, but we don't, and stuff kind of gets dirty and out of place. And the other thing that you don't realize in the shelter is how dusty it is in here. Like, those foot planks, every time we lift them, they're full of mortar. And we only lift one at a time because that's just the most convenient way to do it. But we lift them and we dump them, and all that dust just kicks up in the air. And yeah, I mean, it sucks. It's like a plank full of this stuff that we're dumping, and the heater just gets it kicked up, and we're breathing it all in. It sucks. It's one of the reasons why I don't like working in the wintertime, because shelters, the brick, these brick you can see are actually damp. They're not frozen anymore, but they're damp. And what happened is we got like 10 inches of snow, and you can still see some out there on the roof. And then after that 10 inches of snow, we got torrential rain, a lot of rain, and the brick on the outside, even though they were covered in plastic, got soaking wet, and the whole cube just froze as like one solid block. So that was a struggle. We got them in here. They're not frozen, so we've been laying these brick a little bit damp. They do end up a little bit dirtier when you try to join them up, and they have some smudging and stuff when you lay them a little damp, but You know, the acid wash is going to take care of all that. And this is the joint that we're looking for. It's like this old, weathered kind of looking joint. And I actually really like it compared to the concave joints. I'm really starting to hate the look of concave joints. I feel like I've been doing it my whole life, and I just don't like it anymore. This way really shows we actually really like this brick, and it's got these the edges are really like really cool. So yeah, we're trying to pull back beyond the edge and just brush it up, so we can see the edges everywhere, because you know that's part of why this brick looks cool. The bed joints are a little bigger than I really want to go, but we have to do that because so these brick are a little skinny, the block are a little tall, so you know we got to go with the little thicker joints to stay on with our block work. You know, at all costs we really want to keep everything at the same height, even the divider walls, so we can tie everything together as we go up. If it's all at different heights, you can't tie it together, and it's just a pain. So when we jump these up, so when we jump them, we move these side arms, we move it up from there, just one at a time. And I do that because I don't like working down below my knee. So some people will jump and they'll actually jump two, and they'll work at below their knees. But what I want to do is jump one and be laying between basically my waist. My waist is like here, between my waist and my eyeballs. Okay, so I can lay from, you know, up to this point here, from very comfortably without bending over, just twisting back and forth to the mud board, no bending. So the fatigue at the end of the day is much less for me. I've worked for guys in the past that always insisted on jumping up two at a time because it was quicker and whatever, but I jump one at a time, and I'm always working between my waist and my eyeballs, and that's the comfort zone for me. That's where I feel like I can work the smoothest and do the best brick work, and see what I'm doing. You know, when I'm laying down below my knees, you know, I can't really see what's going there. I can only see the top of the brick, which, I mean, when you're laying brick, you're not laying. For me, I don't care about the top of the brick. I actually lay the bottom. So when I'm laying, my eyes are here. I'm watching that bed joint as I'm cutting it, and then if I get that right, the tops of the brick are right. This is where we're leaving it. Cut up just a couple courses over the peak. We've got a little bit of framing to do here. The carpenter left everything low, so you got to build that up a little higher with a piece of 1x and some plywood. But yep, we got like, I don't know, maybe 12 courses or something to go. Should be pretty easy to finish. Finish Monday. It's Friday afternoon. I get out of here early. Something interesting you might be wondering about is, look at this plank. You see the chimney and where the plank is? That's what happens when you set up this scaffolding and, you know, it's on frozen firm ground, and all of a sudden you get a bunch of torrential rain and it settles. We couldn't put plank under we usually put plank underneath the jacks if we can, but on this one we couldn't because there's a bunch of planters because there's a bunch of there's some plants, and then there's a household generator down there. So we couldn't, and it sank in, and now our staging's twisted a little bit. All right, on the home stretch. Just got all this, the concrete crown wash, got it roughed in here. After it hardens up, I'll cut this insulation out, put some silicone around there so it's watertight, and then we're waiting for custom cap to get on here. I'll keep all the water out. It's going to be a pitched skirt style, so it'll sit down on here a little bit. Pulled some shingles this morning, got some ice and water shield on. We had to build up the wood under there. The carpenter left us a big hole, so had to grab some rough sawn and some plywood to fill the hole and get everything ready for the lead to go on. Marked it out, cut it out. Gonna get the lead on, shingles on, and yeah, I mean, we're pretty close. We have the washes to do down there. We've got some granite coming for the washes, but nobody knows how long that will take to get. And acid wash. So it's tough to acid wash this time of year, but we might manage to do it in the shelter. It's just a little weird to saturate this with water this time of year. We might actually just kind of wait until warmer weather, nice warm day, to come back and do all the washing. But yeah, that's how it's looking. I haven't been doing a lot of recording, just kind of been busy working, and I don't know, it's hard to record when you're crabby every day, you know, this cold weather. I think it was down to like 10 degrees this morning, and just hard to come in with a smile on your face and want to do any recording. This is what the woman picked out for the face of the fireplace. So getting ready to set those. You can see that the fire brick have all been stained, and I just got done barging the inside of this with some refractory, so it's not just rough brickwork here. And let me show you that stain. This is a stain. Supposed to be a permanent solution for staining a refractory fire brick. I think it's good for 3,000 degrees. Let me put that back. Yeah, so now we're just mixing up some Ardex to set these and the top piece. I've got my center mark here and center mark on the piece. So I'll line that up and then I'll put the legs perfect off of that. We still have to do the repointing here with the refractory. Okay, we're getting ready to take down that poly finally. Winter work sucks, as you can see. Just battling with snow and cold weather, and but this one's finally done. Didn't get as much video as I wanted to on this one, but sometimes that's just how it shakes out. So just here to take the plastic down, and we're going to leave the scaffolding up, so when those granite washes come in and the custom stainless cap comes in, we can just put it on. But the poly we don't want to leave on because it's like a big sail on here. Okay, the flashing's on, shingles are on. Just got this bond break up here, siliconed in. Nice thick bead of silicone on there. This bond break's a little wider than normal because we have the insulation that comes up. The insulation is a little wider than the seal product that we normally use. I'll give you a quick peek down the flue. I can zoom in. And you see those edges here and there? That's just how these flues go up. Sometimes they're not exactly the same size and they have little edges on them. You just clean them up the best you can, make it smooth as you can. That's just how they are. And now we're going to be working on cleaning the shelter up. All this poly is going to come off. We don't want to leave it on here because it's like a sail in the winter time, and we're not going to be here to check on it anymore, or to shovel it off or whatever. Carpenter, he got the trim done, and he's got some temporary flashing on the washes down there. So yeah, we're just gonna pull the poly off and go down this brickwork and scrape it up, get all the excess mortar that's fallen off of it, clean it up a bit, and then I guess we'll be back in the spring to put those granite washes on and do the wash the brickwork and stuff. All right, that's a good start. My hands are frozen. They're getting soaking wet and cold in those gloves. Today's a good day to leave the stupid guy at home. You know, the guy, everybody knows the guy that OSHA writes all these new regulations for. This is doing this type of work is a bit treacherous, you know, stepping on plastic that's frozen and wet, and like it builds up this ice on it. You're trying to get all the strapping off of it. Everything's full of snow. You don't want your incapable guys up here. You want the guys that are capable of doing something without winning a Darwin Award, which is, you know, far and few between in the construction industry now. So yeah, we got most of the hard part done, I think. You know, that poly over there ought to come down pretty easy. I suppose, you know, we could take these planks off here. We don't need these anymore. Although they are kind of helping to tie the scaffolding into the roof here. And we do have the strong arm still down there, so maybe we ought to leave this just in case the wind gets a little strong, and you know, just help brace that scaffolding. Not like something's gonna blow it over now that we took the sail off of it. Probably it would be fine even without the strong arms or this, but maybe just to be safe, we'll leave some of this stuff on. Alright, this is the last look at the fireplace from the inside. The mantle's back up. She's got the sconces on the wall. The facade is on. The fire brick are done, stained. The damper hardware is on. So you got the damper handle here. I'll show you how that works. So you can just open it all the way, or you can catch it on each one of these, top to bottom. Okay, shut all the way. Got a little stupid hole in the corner. You can notice the hole in the corner here. The hole is to they're going to run some black iron through that hole for some gas line. And she bought a log kit that's going to go in here. So this is going to be a gas fireplace, which it's a little bit embarrassing. It's not something, I don't know. People like gas fireplaces. I don't like metal units. I don't like gas fireplaces. I don't like wood fireboxes that are like, I just like real authentic stuff. But some people love this stuff. They just want to push a button. I don't know. Takes all kinds. Give you guys one last look. This is what it looks like. Obviously it still has to be washed. And the stainless cap has to go on. I guess the granite washes will go on in the spring. It'll get washed in the spring. Right now, I'm just gonna call it good until better weather.